Oh, this is the same story. No, it's not. This is another dude. Ex-AG pastor, 81, sentenced to 10 years to life for what? The same shit. By Mark A. Kellner from June 10th. Former California Assemblies of God pastor was sentenced June 5th to 10 years to life in prison for sexually assaulting a child more than 65 years younger than him. David Lee Helbling, 81, pleaded guilty in April to kidnapping to commit rape as well as to lewd acts on a child under 14. Fam, where's the Lord? Where Christians? Where is your solutions to stopping this? Why is it that every day we can bring these stories up and that we can show this about y'all to y'all and y'all ain't got nothing every single day? It's Sunday today. Y'all were just having a sci-fi fantasy meeting today. Y'all just had a sci-fi fantasy fan club meetup today, all over the fucking country. Hell, all over the world. Where's your solutions? Why aren't y'all coming together to figure this shit out? What do y'all have to offer? How can y'all stop this shit from occurring against you, against your kids and your community by your fucking weirdo leaders like this fucking loser? This piece of shit loser right here. What are y'all doing to stop these fools? What are you doing to prevent these fools from attacking y'all? How are y'all solving the problem? How are y'all thinking to try to address this problem? Did y'all talk about it today in your sci-fi fantasy fan club meetups? Did y'all come together to put your heads together to figure out how to address this shit at all? Did y'all come up with any fucking kind of blueprints or some kind of fucking method of some kind, different ideas? Did y'all brainstorm a shred of anything? As a former Christian myself, I already know the answer. The answer is no. Y'all listen to some guy or some lady, mostly a guy because they tend to be sexist about these fucking things. They don't really like women preachers in a lot of their communities because they're very, very patriarchal, very misogynistic, these ideologies. Which is why it's so strange that women love being members of these patriarchal, anti-women, sexist-ass fucking ideologies. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, you have these fucking loonies like this guy, who are literally harming your kids and your communities. And I don't know why y'all seem to be okay with this. These are stories that are brought up every single fucking every day, all over the world. And all it takes is quick Google search to find this shit. I didn't have to search high and wide for this shit. I didn't have to way the fuck out of my way with this shit. This is a quick Google search. Look at this shit. Investigation confirms Orange founder Reggie Joyner sexually abused six women. Yeah. A Christian nonprofit that produced the youth group curriculum used by 1 million children every week has quietly released a summary of the findings of a third-party investigation into allegations of sexual abuse. Because of course you can't rely on the first party investigation because they'll say, hey, we didn't find nothing, because they're full of shit, because the Lord ain't real and all that type of shit. But it says right here, the board Rethink Group, parent company of Orange, said the investigation confirmed founder Reggie Joyner is guilty of sexual misconduct. These include 4 women who worked for Joyner, according to the report, and 2 who were under his pastoral care at North Point Community Church. Joyner co-founded the Metro Atlanta megachurch with Pastor Andy Stanley. One of the women at the church was 19 when the abuse began, the statement said. And let me not forget the most important part. Rethink called the findings heartbreaking. Well, okay, well, that's cool and all, but where's the fucking Lord? Where's the Lord in all of this? Where's the Lord? Where's the Lord? Why is it that victims and whistleblowers are telling the Roy's report the timing seemed designed to avoid attention and evade responsibility? Well, how can you evade the omnipresent Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? Shouldn't the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ be lording and saving shit? That's what I thought. That's what I thought the point of this whole fucking crazy shit was about. And yet, here are his people in his community being hurt by his leaders that supposedly he handpicked, that he blessed to lead his community and conversation, all that type of shit, and yet this is what's happening on a constant basis. And then look at this shit. The youth group curriculum created by Orange is used by 1 million children every week, predominantly across the United States. Well, is it teaching them that they are the arbiters of the greatest rape culture in the history of humanity? That all these types of things are being committed by these type of people on a regular basis every fucking day, damn near. And that we can pull up these stories all the fucking time. And they never end. They never stop. They never fucking stop, ever. And then look at this shit. Look at this. Rethink's annual revenue grew from $168,500 in 2001 to more than 4 million in 5 years, and it kept growing in 2024 when accusations of sexual abuse were made public. The Georgia-based nonprofit brought in 24 million. The Rethink curricula covered every age group from preschool to high school. Lesson plans like King Quest promised to take kids on an unforgettable journey to discover what it means to follow fucking Jesus. Yeah, apparently it didn't tell them how to not rape women and children. Apparently they failed miserably to fucking solve that problem. And so fucking curriculum actually do? What do they actually do? What are they teaching kids? Bullshit. Sci-fi fantasy fucking craziness. Which is why we have to challenge them at every turn. Because they're liars, they're smarters, and they're hurting society at every fucking possible turn. That's why we say fuck all of this shit. I'm not trying to use none of this shit. We need to destroy this shit. Because why would we want to subscribe to technology that's simply inaccurate, that's simply non-demonstrable, unfalsifiable, and has no value in allowing these rapists to constantly until they can't? What is this money helping? They're making all this money for what? So they can help what? They ain't cured no disease. They have not helped with stopping homelessness or anything. What the fuck do they actually do? It's just a fucking scam. It's a fucking non-profit scam. So that is why I am such an anti-theist, because this shit doesn't help anybody, and it definitely doesn't fucking help women. And if women were so all about being pro-women and so strong or whatever, then why do they overwhelmingly support the greatest rape culture in the history of the world? Women, what the fuck is wrong with you? American women, American woman, stay away from the church. If you don't want to get raped, you probably stay away from the church where the rapists are. The fuck are y'all on about? Why would y'all put yourselves in this dangerous position? This is publicly available data. Roy's report. Look, it literally says reporting the truth, restoring the church. You can't restore the church. This is what the church does. This is what they are showing you. Roy's Report is a fucking Christian organization, and yet they don't got a solution. Like all these other fucking Christian organizations. None. Zero of them have a solution for any of this stuff. They can definitely show us that this is in their communities, but they don't have a solution for how they can protect their own community at all. Despite the fact that they have all this money, despite the fact that Orange is making all this fucking money, they're the ones that are hurting the people. The creator of Orange is the one that is raping the women. So what is the fucking point of this fucking bullshit if they are themselves the rapists? Hello? Maybe that means that you shouldn't subscribe to the sci-fi fantasy fucking bullshit. And maybe that explains why they are unworthy, undeserving of any exemption of any kind. Other than be exempted from us giving a fuck and giving them any credence whatsoever. They should be exempted from any position of leadership. They should be exempted from any position of decision making. They should be exempted for anything important that involves actually giving a fuck about truth and reality, because they clearly don't. So thank you for coming through. Thank you for fucking with me. Stay smooth. Stop being bitch ass for narco psychos, psycho narcos, narcissistic psychopaths, psychopathic narcissists. Have some self. Love yourself. Because if you don't, they definitely won't. They're going to use and abuse you. They're going to take you for everything you got, even your life. So stop giving them everything you got. Have some self-respect. And let's bring some actual sense to this crazy-ass world once and for all, shall we? Holla back at your motherfucking boy, man.